It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Butterfly Palace. Have the best day ever at the Butterfly Palace. Springfield Green County Park Board, reminding you to go play. Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service. Call Southwest Missouri's best plumber today for a free estimate. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, how's it going? Just Sarah today. Sorry, my better half is traveling for work, so you got me flying solo today. Here is a look at the news for your Tuesday morning. First of all, we talked about the big earthquake in Oklahoma over the weekend, a 5.1 magnitude quake. Believe it or not, there were people in Southwest Missouri here in the Ozarks who say they felt that earthquake, even though 5.1, I mean, that's not too big. But of course, it raises the question, and I guess also the concern level. What happens when the big one hits, right? We've been hearing about the big one much closer to our neck of the woods in days, weeks, months, years to come. I mean, who knows when? I guess that is the million-dollar question, right? Specifically along the New Madrid fault line, which is basically in the boot heel of Missouri. It is expected to be sizable at some point. Right now, though, on average, that area has about 200 earthquakes per year. Most of them, for now, are small. But when the big one hits, this is interesting. Our local airport officials at Springfield Branson National Airport, they say that we will play a very significant role in being a logistics hub for all the people who will be helping in the aftermath of that earthquake. So how about that? Springfield would be the nearest town with a big airport to be able to handle the kind of traffic that they would anticipate might be coming in after a potentially sizable earthquake. Ha! Isn't that crazy? I mean, I've still never in my life felt an earthquake. So, and I grew up in Oklahoma, but I think with fracking and everything, Oklahoma just gets a lot more earthquakes than it ever did when I was a child. I don't remember a single one. And now I still have friends who live there and they report feeling earthquakes more often. So very interesting. All right, now to this, the numbers are in, and Missouri saw nearly 1,000 fatalities last year on our roadways. That is better than 2022. The number's down by 6%, but still a lot. About 3 people on average die per day in Missouri in crashes on highways. So authorities say still lots of work to be done. Buckle up. Put down your phone, slow down, and drive sober. They say that is the way to decrease those fatality numbers even more. All right, now to this. Mixed feelings on a new bill that is up for consideration in the Missouri legislature. Lawmakers are discussing whether the state should or should not limit which specific platforms can be used in telehealth. Of course, you'll remember during COVID, telehealth took off. You could make appointments and it was very helpful for a lot of people. Well, some love it, especially I think if you live in a rural area where doctors are fewer and far between. So it's easy, just to be able to do telehealth. But others really loved it too. However, as they are considering this, kind of expanding it, if you will, or at least the platforms that can be used, some say that it really could increase the possibility for medical malpractice, and potentially even fraud. So definitely there's some for and some against this, but we will keep you posted as that bill works its way through the Missouri legislature. All right, also on the docket, if you will, for Missouri lawmakers is this, potentially having the state fund pre-K for families in need. Now, a lot of education officials are behind this. They like the idea of all kids going to pre-K. They say it's critical to get an early start on education. So what's being considered, by the way, would affect kids between 3 and 5 years old. However, not everyone is on board with that. Opponents argue that this could cut into revenue for public schools. And they also say that it could tie children too closely to government funding, which they say could then potentially be underfunded or change at some point, thus possibly going backwards in education. So that, again, we will see what happens with that. But it is being weighed right now in the Missouri legislature. All right, Newton County authorities are looking for who broke into a rural fire station in Pierce City and stole lots of equipment. About $3,000 worth of equipment walked out the door, and now they are looking for it. A big tool chest, air compressor, a hydraulic cutter, just to name a few of the items. Much more than that, though, as well. So if you have any information on the case, you are asked to call the Newton County Sheriff's Office. We are 5 days away from the Super Bowl number 58. So exciting. The Chiefs will be there again, taking on the 49ers in Las Vegas. As you can imagine, security is tight. Already, K9 teams are there, as well as a special group called the Protective Force International. They are in place as well, all over Las Vegas, making sure that everything is up to speed. That's on top of all the other normal security people that they would have in that city on other occasions. So this is like additional beef, additional manpower. They say they are working around the clock to be ready for a mass influx of people. Get this, downtown Las Vegas is also preparing for 3 full nights of free concerts leading up to the big game. You know, it's funny because now if you're not going to the big game, I could see a lot of people from the Ozarks just flying out to Las Vegas to go to free concerts for 3 nights. So anyway, security though is tight. So that's good news. That is good news. All right. Did you see this? Big money is coming to Mizzou, like really big money. A private donor who wants to remain anonymous is giving $62 million to Mizzou Athletics. Talking athletic department donation. The university says $50 million will go toward renovating Memorial Stadium, and the remaining $12 million will go toward the Tiger Fund, which is a scholarship fund that benefits student athletes. This is the largest gift in Mizzou athletics history. That's big. 62 million, nothing to sniff at, right? And finally, going on right now at Springfield Little Theater is In the Heights. This is a Tony Award-winning musical. You can find ticket information right now. It's at the Landers Theater box office on East Walnut Street. That is rated PG-13. Going on right now. Should be a great show. All right, thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed Around the Ozarks in 5. This might be like the shortest in the history of Around the Ozarks, coming in at 7 minutes and 45 seconds. That's what happens when my better half is out of town and I don't have anybody to banter with. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic Tuesday. And Lord willing, Ethan will be back with you in the next couple days. So stay tuned. All right. Have a great day. See you later. Bye-bye.